Hello, welcome to Cyberman Son, episode number
14.
We are here in the Cyber Control Center. I'm Steven.
And I'm Andrew.
Alright, this is going to be our first and only non-Doctor Who episode because this spins off into the series called Torchwood, which starred Captain Jack. Do you remember Captain Jack? Yeah, do you remember what happened at the end of The Parting of the Ways when Rose, Captain Jack, and the Doctor were fighting against the Dalek Armada on Satellite 9? Well, Captain Jack was killed.
I kind of figured that.
Right? He was shot by a Dalek. And then, do you remember what happened?
No.
Rose brought him back to life. When she absorbed the energies of the time vortex and became the Bad Wolf entity, she brought him back to life.
How can I let go of this? I bring life.
What you didn't know at the time, but what you find out in Torchwood is that something went wrong, and she brought him back to life forever. She made him an event in space-time, where no matter how often or where or when he's killed, he comes back to life all the time. So, and that's his thing. And the whole series of Torchwood, it basically picks up with Captain Jack taking control of the Torchwood facility in Cardiff. Do you remember we just watched the Doctor Who episode with the Ninth Doctor with the Gelf, those ghosts?
Yes.
Yes. The reason why the servant woman, could talk to them was because she grew up around the rift. There was a rift in Cardiff. Well, the Torchwood Institute in the 21st century, they formed their base around that rift, so they can monitor things coming around us and stuff. And this one's an interesting episode, but I want to know what you think. This is the Cybermen's only appearance outside Doctor Who. It's called
Cyberwoman.
Cyberwoman. Shall we do it?
Yes.
Let's watch it. Okay.
Torchwood. Outside the government, beyond the police. Tracking down alien life on Earth and arming the human race against the future. The 21st century is when everything changes. And you've got to be ready.
Good to see you again, sir. Are they looking after you at the hotel? Konnichiwa, Tanazaki-san. Konnichiwa.
So this episode started really abruptly. Basically, all you need to know is the Torchwood team, they don't have a lot going on, so they're just playing some basketball. They've gone out for a little bit. They're going to come back for some pizza and stuff later. Ianto's kind of like the guy who keeps the place clean, and he's invited this Japanese scientist down here for a secret project, and the others don't know about it.
I did all I could. I really did.
So what do you think happened to her?
I'm not sure.
It's not possible.
Remember, this happened just after the last episode we watched.
But are using dangerous technology to keep them alive?
No, she worked for Torchwood, and she was taken to be cyber converted. And she was half cyber converted when things were shut down. So she's was only half cyber converted. So she's half woman, half Cyberman.
Tell me.
Ianto wants to convert her back, make her human again.
Is that even possible?
Torchwood, London.
Don't know, is it?
It was the end of the Canary Wharf battle. The Cybermen needed soldiers fast.
They started upgrading whole bodies instead of transplanting brains, using Earth technology.
Lisa was halfway through the process when the machinery shut down.
You found her?
I pulled her out.
Do you know the percentages?
The what?
Sometimes, in order to save what we love, we have to risk losing it.
Do you think this is gonna work?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's not strong enough. Let me do my work. This is only the start.
Coming home early.
I'll walk.
She's woken up, you can't.
I want to walk. Please.
I'll go downstairs. I'll clean up here. This way.
Whoops, that didn't take very long.
Well, maybe some of the Cybermen in her is
I
like
can help you.
converting.
The human race is weak. I can make you strong.
No.
Why do they have a cyber conversion center in their base?
He was probably using it to support her.
Oh my god. What happened?
His upgrade failed.
Was it an accident? Tell me you didn't do this.
I wanted to repay him for helping me
Yikes.
by removing the weaknesses of his humanity.
What have you done? You've killed an innocent man.
It's all right.
It's not alright!
Ianto, I need to hear those beautiful vowels.
Burning herself more?
Or at least powering up more. Now that she doesn't need the life support equipment, now she can get going.
Heat signals. What the hell is it?
It's wrong. It's beyond wrong. It shouldn't be here. Turn the thing off. Turn it off!
Don't. That causes attention.
Internal levels being restored.
Gwen, Owen, can you hear me?
These things brought down Torchwood 1. They're all destroyed.
Oh, Owen knows what they are.
Is there one in our bloody basement?
Just tell me what it
That's
does.
what I was saying.
It's the remnants of the conversion unit. This machinery turns humans into Cybermen.
If I don't hear something within 30 seconds, I'm coming down there.
Jack, it's Gwen. The comms dropped out. We're back online now.
Any sign of Ianto?
No. But we have found parts of a cyber conversion unit fully powered up and working.
This is no time to be kidding around, Owen.
I'm deadly serious.
You hid a
Cyberman within Torchwood? And you didn't tell us? What else are you keeping from us?
Like you care. I clear up your shit. No questions asked, and that's the way you like it. When did you last ask me anything about my life? Her name's Lisa. She's my girlfriend.
Why didn't you tell us we could have helped you?
Torchwood exists to destroy alien threats. Why will I tell you about her?
A little loyalty, perhaps?
My loyalty's to her. She worked for Torchwood. She was caught up in battle. I owe it to Lisa. We owe it to her. To find a cure.
Ianto, you have to believe me, there is no cure. There never will be. Those who are converted stay that way. Your girlfriend will not be the exception.
I brought you here to heal you. So we could be together.
Together. Yes. Transplant my brain into your body. The two of us, together,
Yeah, that's weird.
fused, will be one complete person. Isn't that what love is?
No.
Then we are not compatible.
And did you, but this ends here.
He's dead.
That was way longer than 45 seconds.
Is that all you got? I'm not so easily deleted.
She's like, okay, I'll go twice as strong.
I don't think they know at this point that he's immortal.
She'll be shocked when he comes up again. Wait, that means if he's a failed conversion, wouldn't that mean he tosses him on the ground? He's partially converted, but he gets up.
No, he's not converted. It's just electrocution.
I know, but if he does get failed conversion.
Oh, well, actually, that would be dangerous. Like, he'd be an immortal Cyberman, basically.
No, like he failed conversion.
Oh,
Like he only got the same amount as that other guy.
don't know.
Like missing an eye and has a little bit of a pull out of his head. And he's up again.
It still hurts, though. Poor guy.
But when you die, you should wake up with no pain.
Whoops. That's the old phone not powered down cliche.
Owen's right, there was no choice.
Stabbing the gut's not gonna kill even a person. Not immediately, anyways. You're right, you'll bleed out, but yeah.
We had to work to keep you alive. She worked for Torchwood for now. I'm not giving up on her.
The two of us, together,
seen what she's done. Let it stay in the cells. We don't reverse the process. I told you we're past that. What is that stuff? Kind of barbecue sauce. It helps to identify its food.
Identify its food.
I'm sorry. Come on, Tosh, hurry up.
Pterodactyl the Cyber.
Yeah.
Cyber should win. A punch would hurt. Yep. I don't think a pterodactyl can win. Yeah, getting through that metal, yeah.
Well, it can't get through the metal, but there's plenty of flesh exposed. Enough to get in through her face to her inside of her head.
Pizza. Ianto?
That's a long pizza. That took way too long.
I'm going back in to save her. If anybody tries to stop me, I'll shoot them.
Yeah, don't put the gun there.
You make a threat like that, you better be prepared to follow through.
How did that happen? How did that even happen?
Let's see.
Ianto? Ianto, it's me. It's Lisa. I'm human again.
That poor girl. That poor
You
girl.
always said you didn't love me for what I looked like. Last time you said that.
Just wait for that to heal and it'll be
Next
good.
morning, the dog was pissing on us.
She killed an innocent girl. In a brutal way, too, by just physically slicing open her head and taking out her
I
brain.
need you to hold me.
They are jerks.
You know how dangerous Cybermen are.
But she's not even a Cyberman anymore.
No, she's just a dangerous killer with Cyberman technology. And no, she still has no emotions, really. That was still removed from her brain. So that was Cyberwoman. Okay, Andrew, what'd you think of Cyberwoman?
It was okay.
It was okay? Okie dokie. I don't have too many notes on Cyberwoman either. My first thought is that normally when it comes to dealing with the Cybermen, and people are like, oh, you have to, or any monster or Doctor Who, people are like, oh, you have to save X person, oh, you have to do Y, oh, please help person Z. And the doctor is usually the one who has to think in terms of the big picture and be like, sorry, I can't save them. We have to save the human race. We have to save this colony. We have to save this city. We have to save this planet. And he is a character who thinks of the big picture all the time. And sometimes that's an issue. Sometimes it's just like, don't forget about the little people, Doctor, the individuals. But that's how Doctor Who works. With Torchwood, we don't have the Doctor here. So it's around the human emotions. This episode actually epitomizes what the Cybermen say. Emotions are a weakness. Look at how much of a weakness Ianto's emotion was. The only reason there was any part of Lisa still left was because that Cyberman was dying. And so, as such, Lisa was still there. But as soon as the life support, the life functions were strengthened, and the Cyberman could be off of the life support, the person that was Lisa was basically all gone, and it was just a dehumanized Lisa sort of thing from that point on. And instead of even Captain Jack, even though he tried to think big picture, and he was saying things like, "No, you don't understand. We have to take it down. There's no Lisa left. We're gonna go and we're gonna stop the Cybermen here and now because it's gonna build an army." A lot of his actions were motivated by anger. Not by logic, not by big picture stuff, but by anger that he was betrayed by Ianto. So that's interesting. We actually get a story where we don't have a character thinking in the big picture. We have emotions versus the Cybermen, and the emotions are hindering how to fight the Cybermen. Although Captain Jack's first plan to kill Lisa, the Cyberwoman, was really gross, eh? It's like, I'm just gonna squirt barbecue sauce on her and the pterodactyl's gonna eat her fleshy parts. Yuck. Yuck! Like, what do you think what are some other ways it could have, you could have used, like, a grenade, right? I mean, I realize there's sensitive equipment around and stuff, but he said himself that the priority was to destroy her, so we know a grenade would have done the trick. And then that's not just even with old Cybermen. We saw in the last episode, grenades do the trick just fine. I like that. Well, okay, I have mixed feelings about that. These Cybermen from Cybus on the parallel world, Pete's world, they seem to just take the brains out of people and put them in a robot shell. I'm not a big fan of that. I like the Cybermen are being like partially people. But in this one, they're like, oh, okay, but to speed it along, they started making them cyborgs and stuff. Okay, that one, great. So I like when Cybermen are full cyborgs and you got flesh parts inside, right? I think actually, to be honest, it was a complete fluke that she survived in the first place back in Torchwood 1 with the Battle of Canary Wharf. I don't know how she survived. She was literally in the middle of being sliced apart and put back together again when the machinery shut down. You could argue that she should have died out of shock, but I guess it was just an absolute fluke. Literally 1 in a million, and she happened to be the one. Also, you may have noticed this Torchwood looks very different from Doctor Who. It's darker, the camera's a little more jumpy. And also Torchwood, you probably noticed that what they did in here is they put in swear words wherever they could. They're like, oh shit, or stuff, or hey, you had a hard-on, and stuff like that. And also the randomly, when Owen and Gwen are hiding, they start making out, just randomly. That was what Torchwood the first season was kind of like. It was these sci-fi concepts, and they're like, oh, but we're for adults, so we're gonna swear, and sometimes our characters are gonna make out. So sometimes I felt a little embarrassed for Torchwood because they were trying really, really hard to be grown-up. They got better. They got way better as the series went on. Like I said, season 3, Children of Earth, was amazing. Great, top-tier stuff. But the problems of Cyberwoman, I felt, are kind of like the problems of Torchwood season 1 in general. Just trying a little too hard to be grown-up. In terms of our timeline, like I said, this happened just after the Battle of Canary Wharf, within the year. I don't know how on earth she survived for months on life support and down in the basement no one noticed, but whatever. Yeah, okay, well, why don't we put our cyber thinking caps on, Andrew? And what are we gonna rate Cyberwoman?
How about just 2.1?
I'll go with Andrew's review of 2.1. I think part of the issue is that when you have such an emotionally grounded story, you really need to feel bad for what's going on. Like, I think you really need to feel bad for Lisa, and you have to really feel bad for Ianto. I don't know about you, but I kind of felt like Ianto was overacting sometimes. Like he was always on the verge of tears, and he was always crying and moping and stuff like that. And that can be a little much to watch, right? Like I understand, this is his girlfriend, he loves her, but it was like trying too hard, so the emotional connection wasn't really there. And so that didn't really carry the story too well. So yeah, we will give Cyberwoman 2.1 Cybermats out of 5. Our next story is going to be at the end of the 10th Doctor's run, so a few years later. Do you remember this one? It takes place Christmas time, Victorian England. It's called The Next Doctor, and the Doctor comes across another man who says that he's the Doctor, but he's got memory trouble. And so the 10th Doctor is going to say, oh, hold on, what if something's gone wrong with my memory in the future? And also, there's some Cybermen shenanigans.
Like and subscribe, and how many Cybermats would you give it? I'm thinking less than 3.
Who knows? Alright, see you next time.